Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
We didn't get a phone call or nothing from the school.
A Jamestown mother is angry with her child's school. She says her son, who is autistic, was hit on the head by his bus driver, and she claims she didn't hear about it till the end of the school day. She wants something done to change it within the district, so she reached out to our whistleblower hotline. And Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer looked into it.
He came back and hit me in the back of my head, and I started crying.
It happened on the way to school one morning. Amber Smith tells us her son Kyler was riding the school bus to Washington Elementary. She says two kids decided to change seats on the bus, which is against the rules. But that's when Smith says the driver mistook her son, who she claims wasn't doing anything, for one of the kids changing seats.
The bus driver smacked my son in back of the head pretty hard.
And Smith tells us after this happened, she didn't hear anything from the school. In fact, she said she found out about it through her daughter when her kids got home.
We weren't happy that we had to find out from my 9-year-old daughter. And it happened in the morning on the way to school.
That prompted the school district and the bus company, Diedrich, to investigate. First, the driver was suspended. Then, shortly after, the bus driver, as they put it, was let go.
It's hard. I mean, those are your kids. You're supposed to protect them.
And as for Amber and her son Kyler, there's a new bus driver now on his route. She tells us the superintendent apologized to her, and she's grateful for that. But now she says if something like this ever happens again to her child.
How long was it going to take to call? I mean, it would have took 2 minutes to call one of his parents to tell them. You know, somebody should have called.
She wants to know. In Jamestown, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
We checked with Jamestown Police. They tell us they've investigated the incident and the case has been passed over to the Stutsman County State's Attorney's Office to decide if charges are necessary. As mentioned, this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call the whistleblower hotline. The phone number is on your screen, 701-237-6576. Call that number, leave your tip, and a member of our investigative staff will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. Crime in Fargo is on the rise, according to 2018 statistics. Overall, there's been a 3% increase in crime last year. Officials with the department say most of that crime was related to burglaries and thefts. One red flag the department noticed was the increase of crimes like murders and sexual assaults. The number of murder cases at the highest in 4 years. That's at 6. You can find the full report on our website, valleynewslive.com. Some people are unhappy with how Fargo's school district handles school boundary changes. Currently, there's a task force working on future plans, but several members say the plans are suffering due to a lack of focus. They say the most popular plan has a balance of students from all backgrounds across the schools, but sacrifices taxpayer money and time to do it. The next most popular on the list doesn't take these factors into consideration enough, creating a so-called inner city school with low income and minority students all in one location. The next meeting for this group is April 30th. Moorhead police are urging you to use common sense after they say this person was seen floating in the Red River on an inflatable unicorn. The photo was taken near the Moorhead Center Mall today. A police officer tells us there's no law in Moorhead prohibiting people from doing this, but they are warning that there are hidden dangers in flooded waters. Have you noticed all the trash now that the snow is gone? Valley News Team's Katie Opperly checked with Fargo to find out what's being done within city limits and who's responsible for picking up all that litter.
One Fargo couple decided to celebrate Earth Day by doing their part and picking up trash.
We have an obligation to help keep our planet clean.
They said they moved to Fargo last summer and couldn't help but notice the large amounts of trash plaguing the area.
We did notice the amount of trash flying around all over, and we thought, wow.
Fargo Public Works says the trash everyone has been seeing is the result of a long winter.
What we have here basically is 4 months of buildup that has been collected in the ice and the snow. And with these nicer temperatures, we're seeing 4 months of debris out there.
But they say now that spring is sprung, they are beginning the process of cleaning up.
We always send crews out to walk all the city-owned property, the retention ponds, the drains and stuff like that, to start collecting the trash that is in our maintenance areas.
Many city-owned areas will soon be cleared of litter, but as for private property
is up to the owner to clean up, whether it's a parking lot where a snow pile's been sitting, or any grassy area or stuff like that.
Even if the trash is not yours, if it's on your property, it's your responsibility. Fargo Public Works says they're doing their part in making sure the city stays trash-free, but they're asking residents to also step up and pick up the trash on their private property. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
There are also volunteer opportunities to help keep the area clean, like Adopt a Highway. If you'd like to volunteer, we have more information on our website. Go to valleynewslive.com. Move over Packers, move over Mustangs. There's a new high school mascot in West Fargo. Horace High School, along with its surrounding schools within the district, will be known as the Hawks. Hawks was tops in a survey of 4th through 7th grade students, and tonight the school board approved Hawks as well, including black and gold for their color combinations. Rams was the other choice. 32 drivers were stopped by Moorhead cops today as part of their work to discourage texting and driving. 14 were ticketed for distracted driving as officers rode on a school bus, keeping an eye out for distracted drivers. Last year, 27 drivers were ticketed. Busted by the Bus will also run next Monday on the same route. That's on 8th Street in Moorhead. The cost you pay for your daily commute has gone up. Prices at gas pumps across the country have been increasing for the past 2 weeks. But there are some ways to keep these numbers down. Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard conducted an experiment today to show how to save a few dollars the next time you're at the pump.
It just seems to be steadily going up.
That is those lit up prices on the side of the road. According to an industrial analysis, prices at the pump have jumped over a quarter the past month and 60 cents over the last 14 weeks. But a local auto center in Fargo says there's ways you can save an extra few dollars when you're at the pump.
So I'm going to try this experiment myself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on these gloves just to protect my hands. I'm going to reach behind me and grab one of these cement blocks, and I'm going to load each one of these into the back of the station vehicle like so.
Each one of the block weighs around 35 pounds. I stacked 14 of them in the back of the car, and in total it was 490 pounds. I topped off the gas tank, rolled down the windows, cranked the air conditioning, and drove for 20 miles. And when I came back, the cost was $5.76. I repeated the experiment again, but backwards. I emptied out the cement blocks, filled up the gas tank, rolled up the windows, and turned down the air conditioning. And there it was. After driving for 20 miles on the same route, the price of the gas was much lower than before and ended up being only 60 cents altogether. Greif tells us the heavier your car, the more gas you're burning. And using the AC also sucks up the gas. And he also adds, you can save even more money in gas by carpooling.
If you're commuting, 20, 30 miles and you have a neighbor that's going to the same place and you can commute, that's huge.
Now, Adrian's Auto Care Center tells me that there's other outliers in the experiment, such as how many stoplights you hit on your route and how aggressive of a driver you are. In Fargo, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
For more ways to save a few extra bucks on your commute, go to our website at valleynewslive.com and click on this story. The Minnesota Department of Transportation is alerting motorists you might see some smoke in northwest Minnesota within the next few weeks. Beginning tomorrow, crews will be conducting a controlled burn at Fisher's Landing Rest Area that's located on Highway 2 between Crookston and East Grand Forks. 4 sites in northwest Minnesota will be burned in the coming weeks. Officials say these prescribed burns help with vegetation health on many roadsides. Last week, we told you about a couple near Detroit Lakes that spotted a black bear in their backyard. Now the Minnesota DNR is reminding you it's their nature to be shy and flee when encountered, but bears can also be unpredictable. If you feed birds, hang bird feeders 10 feet up and 4 feet off the nearest tree. Don't leave food from barbecues or picnic areas outdoors, especially overnight. And store garbage in bear-resistant garbage cans or dumpsters. Keep the garbage inside a secure building until the morning of the pickup.